Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So one of the things that I really wanted to do was analyze and go through the Roja Parfums Oud collection because they have lots of oud fragrances. Roja Parfums does. So you've got the oud collection, and in that you have got Amber Oud, you've got the original oud, you've got Enigma Oud, you've got Musk Oud, you've got the Oman Oud, you've got the Sweetie Oud, you've got the UAE Oud, and then also you've got the Qatar Oud. As you can see, there are a lot of oud fragrances in the Roja Parfums collection. And I've actually missed one out. There's also the oud from the Pierre de Velay collection, which I've also included in this review that I'm going to do. So basically, what this video is going to be about is the Roja Parfums oud collection, where I'm going to go through like all of the oud fragrances that they have, and I'm going to tell you what each oud fragrance is like and what makes it different to the others. There's like 8 fragrances that I've been going through that I have in my collection that I've got access to that I've been reviewing. And as I was going through them, I realized actually this is going to be a really long video if I put all of them in one video. So we're going to go through 4 fragrances in this part, which is part 1. And then later on, I will show you guys part 2, which will have another 4 fragrances. I'll just show you what the discovery set looks like. So this is the discovery set. And in this, you get seven samples. The only one that you don't have in this is this one, which is the Qatar Oud. That's the only one that you don't have in this. Otherwise, you've got the original Oud, which I've also got a full bottle of. And then the Oud from the Pierre de Velay collection is not in this anyway, because that's like a separate collection. So the first one I'm going to go through with you guys is Amber Oud. And as you can see, it's like finished. It's almost finished, this sample, because Amber Oud is the most famous and the most liked fragrance in the whole Roja Parfums collection, I personally think. Amber Oud is literally beauty in a bottle. Like, this is one fragrance that everybody will like, and you can't hate it. It's stunning, it's mesmerizing, it's dreamy, it's attractive, it's soft, it's luxurious. Like, the list can literally go on about this fragrance. The Amber Oud is actually a warm, spicy amber oud rose fragrance. And you'll notice that there's about 3 fragrances in this collection that have rose oud as the main notes in the fragrance. But this will definitely be compared to the other 2 that have rose oud in it as well, because I'm sure you want to know as well what makes them different. And Amber Oud is different to the original oud and another fragrance that I'm going to show you as well, which has rose oud in it. And I'll tell you why when I cover those fragrances. The Amber Oud is a little animalic, and in the opening you also get like bergamot, lime, and lemon. But these add a touch of citrus to the already dominating rose oud and ambergris and saffron scent. I do feel like the saffron in this kind of controls the animalic tones from being too powerful. So you might think that it's got like strong notes in this and you might not like it, but actually the way it's been blended is so smooth and so sensual that you will actually really enjoy this fragrance. This Amber Oud has like a sense of warmth to it, but it's also super luxurious at the same time. This isn't like a running around doing errands type of fragrance. This is a fragrance that you will wear for a special occasion because you want to get noticed. This can easily be a wedding scent for like a bride or even a groom because it's unisex, or even if you're a guest and you just want to go to a wedding smelling nice, then Amber Oud is your pick. So the dry line of Amber Oud is like a warm, sensual amber musk fragrance. You've also got things like patchouli and some smooth sandalwood in the dry down. And I do feel like the saffron is there from start to finish, to be honest, and that's what gives it like that sensual touch. Amber Oud, you've also got ylang ylang and jasmine, but on my skin I find it quite light and they only appear for like a short time. Out of the florals on my skin personally, I feel like the rose is more dominant. In terms of projection and performance, both are amazing. Like, people will be able to smell you, not from far, but if you're like talking to someone, I'd be surprised if they didn't tell you you smell good. In terms of performance, it lasts beyond 9 hours on skin, and on clothes, you'll definitely smell it the next day easily. But yes, Amber Oud is the most famous and the most liked and most famous oud fragrance from the Roja Parfums collection, and trust me, it is absolutely stunning and one you should definitely try. Then the next one we are going to talk about is Musk Oud. So Musk Oud is another stunning fragrance. So you will expect this to be musky, of course, because of the name. This actually opens more darker than Amber Oud and has an element of freshness in the opening from the bergamot and the lemon. But again, in this one, I definitely feel like the oud, woody notes and the birch at first are the more dominant notes. Definitely comes across more darker. But is there musk in this from the start? Yes. Is it more than amber oud? Yes. So there is definitely musk in this from start to finish. And if you enjoy musk, then this is definitely one you should try. But just bear in mind that the opening is like a dark oud, musky fragrance. This also has leather in it as well to kind of give it that dark tone. And then you've also got things like tonka bean, sandalwood, and vanilla to give it that smooth, sensual finish, just like amber oud. As I said, the musk is definitely there from start to finish. So musk oud basically has musk from start to finish. It opens on like a dark oud note and then it ends on like a sensual, woody, tonka bean, vanilla, sandalwood type of feeling. Then the next one we have got is Enigma Oud. So Enigma Oud I hadn't tried before, but now that I've tried it, I definitely find it super unique. This one was launched in 2018 and is actually labeled a fragrance for women. Enigma Oud opens quite fresh, a little fruity, and a little spicy. But as the spices start to tone down, the rose starts to pick up. And when the rose starts to pick up, it also starts to become a little powdery somewhere in the background. So this one is different to the first two that I told you about because it opens fruity, but it's actually a floral musky fragrance with vanilla. So a while after first spraying this fragrance, you start to get the florals, the musk, and the vanilla, all of which are clearly detected. The musk in this also plays around a little bit, so sometimes it can come across powdery and sometimes it can come across sparkly. So Enigma Oud definitely has like the Roja Oud DNA, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that in a second. But basically, Amber Oud, the first fragrance we talked about, is of course based on amber. Musk Oud is more on the musk, and then this Enigma Oud I feel like is more based on the florals and the vanilla with some musk as well. The projection of this one is also as amazing as the other two, to be honest. There's not much of a difference between the performance and the projection of these three that I've spoken to you about. And the last fragrance I'm going to show you in this video, in part one, is the original oud. So this is the very first fragrance that they created in this collection, and this is the one that started it all. So this one is also quite famous, but I do think that people prefer Amber Oud over this one because the original oud actually has more rose in it. So if animalic oud and rose are your thing, then this is the one you should try. So the original oud opens with a dark, slightly animalic oud with a touch of sweetness and a touch of musk, and you've also got roses and some green vibes along with this. This fragrance created that Roja Oud DNA. So when I say the Roja Oud DNA, this is the fragrance that I'm basically talking about. You have a little bit of this fragrance in the other fragrances as well. So when I say Roja Oud DNA, what I mean is like a warm, oudi, saffron, musky scent, which is exactly what the dry down of this fragrance is. You do need to be careful how you spray this one though, because it is darker in color as compared to the others, so it can stain your clothes. Overall, this one as well has a good projection and good performance. I have noticed that the original oud kind of washes away quicker than the other fragrances. Yes, with my fragrances, I always do like a wash test because we have to wash our hands quite a few times during the day. So I'm always like looking at to see if I can still smell the fragrance after I've washed it off. This one I do feel like it washes off a little bit quicker than the others. So yes, the tip you need to remember from this video and for the next video is that when I say the Roja Oud DNA, what I am talking about is warm, oudi, saffron, musky scent, and that comes from the original oud fragrance by Roja Parfums, and you will also find it in some of the other oud fragrances like Amber Oud, for example, and Musk Oud as well, and Enigma Oud. That was part one of my Roja Parfums oud collection. In part two, we are gonna go through the Sultanate of Oman fragrance. We're gonna go through the Qatar fragrance. We're going to go through Sweetie Oud and we are going to go through UAE Oud. Also, we're going to go through the Oud from the Pierre de Velay collection. This video, we've gone through 4 fragrances. In the next video, we're going to go through 5. So definitely stay tuned for part 2 because you definitely want to see how the other fragrances in the Oud collection are different to the ones I've spoken to you about. So I hope you found this video useful. If you do have any questions that I haven't covered off in the video, then you can let me know in the comments box below. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in part 2.